Hi everyone, welcome to our video. Today we're going to share the history of the Chinese language from southern Chile. Sadly, it's not extinct, but its story, culture, and the efforts to the keeping alive are amazing. Geography, region, and current situations. Yaghan was the language of the Yaghan people, an indigenous community in the southern Chile. It was spoken in Tierra del Fuego, Navarino Island, and the Beagle Channel near Cape Horn. The language is now extinct. Abuela Cristina is the last native speaker, passed away in February 2022 at the age of 93. With her passed, Jacket became the southernmost extinct language.
Decline of the Yaghan language was caused by several factors. When Europeans arrived, the brown disease that devastated the Yaghan population. There was also a strong culture clash. European custom and belief replaced traditional Yaghan way of life. Over time, Spanish and sometimes English became the dominant language in education, religion, and social life. As a result, parents stopped passing the Yaghan language to their children. The indigenous population itself decreasing due to dense migration and mixed marriage. In addition, there was little governmental support to protect the language, and missionaries, while translating, sometimes mostly promoted Spanish or Christian language instead. All the factors together led to near extinction of the Yaghan language.
The Yaghan dying out was a huge deal. It hit our hearts and culture hard for the Yaghan folks. The language is like a treasure chest of their old school wisdom, talents, and a special way to see the world around them. Cristina Calderón was a symbol of resistance. She keeps on making baskets, teaching Yaghan words, and keeping oral tradition alive till they passed away. Her passing was like the last chapter of a language's story, but it also sparked a lot of talk about keeping all Chilean tongues alive.
Hej Shabagutska Polusa. Siyabi Madudi.
The Yaghan language has faced a serious risk of extinction, but significant efforts have been made to preserve and revitalize it. One of the most prominent figures in this process was Cristina Calderón, the last fluent speaker of Yaghan. She worked hard to keep her language alive, helping to create a Spanish Yaghan dictionary so that new generation could learn and remember it. Additionally, several museums and cultural organizations, such as the Chilean Museum of Pre-Columbian Art, have created exhibitions to showcase and promote the history, traditions, and language of the Yaghan. Today, educational projects and public initiatives in Chile are beginning to include Yaghan word stories and cultural materials in schools and cultural events. These local efforts are so linked to UNESCO's Decade of Indigenous Language, which encourage countries to protect and revitalize native language like Yaghan. Thanks to these actions, the memory and identity of the Yaghan people remain alive, even though the number of speakers remains very small. In conclusion, its extinction represents a great cultural loss, as the Yaghan language carried ancestral knowledge, traditions, and a world dive. However, grandmother Christina's legacy and current preservation is for remind of the importance of protecting linguistic and cultural diversity. Although the Yaghan language is no longer spoken, its spirit lives on through education, art, and collective memory.